Well, Mary Porter is a woman in politics. She's a Labor member for the local seat of Ginninderra. She's someone we know little about and who seems to have been overlooked for cabinet positions. There are rumours flying that she will be asked to stand aside at the next election for a younger, more high-profile candidate. She says she's going nowhere and agrees that, for her, it's more important to represent the community than grandstand in the media. Kate Evans profiles Mary Porter.
You know, they say, oh, her age, but she's still going like a tiger, and she's one of the true representatives, and I've noted that, and I've seen it in yourself, and well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Seb. Initially, people were still a little bit distrustful of me. You know, what are you doing here? There's no election, Mary. Why are you doing this? A sort of, a bit, I guess, not distrustful as trying to figure out, because nobody had done it to that point. So they were just a bit surprised that I was back out there in the community, even though there was no election. When I explained this is my mobile office, we don't have an office in the electorate, only in the Assembly. It's a bit difficult to find me, so I get around the shopping centre so you can talk with me. Then I started getting all the positive messages that I continue to get now. And I've been doing that on the weekends and on Friday nights now since I was elected. So I probably clocked up about 500 mobile officers and averaging about one a week.
What are your political passions? Why are you a politician?
It was really the passion to help people, the passion to make a difference, because my parents, being working class people from England, they taught me that you're on this planet to help people and make a difference. I've really worked hard to make sure restorative justice is alive and active in our public schools and our private schools. That, plus animal welfare policy that I've been working on as well, a sports initiative that I worked on to make a difference to community sporting groups. So they're things that I have a passion about because I have been exposed to them over my period as a community worker, I guess, and since I've been in the Assembly. You can't always just devote yourself to your particular passions or your particular interests, because your constituents are going to want you to address other things.
You have a fairly low media profile. For instance, we've never had you on our show in the 10 years that we've been running until now. Why do you think that is?
Well, maybe it's because I don't necessarily go searching for a media profile, because the most important part of my work is actually being available to the people, and I do that through my mobile offices and through my website and through making myself available to chat with them about their particular issues. And I think that most people look to me to be that kind of person, rather than a media star. That's not something that necessarily concerns me. I guess what I do on a day-to-day basis is fairly, perhaps to the media, fairly mundane, but to the people that I work with, the people that I need to serve, it's important.
Do you plan to run in the next election?
Of course. I'm fit, I'm healthy, I've got plenty of ideas, plenty of enthusiasm, and I really think that I can continue to do the job that I'm doing now, and I really think that the people think that I'm able to do that. So we'll see whether they can put their trust in me again, but I am definitely running for the next election, and I'm looking forward to that.
So people suggesting that as you're approaching 70 you should step aside for a younger candidate, is that reasonable?
Well, nobody's actually suggested that to me, so I don't know where this has come from. And a lot of gossip goes on in the Assembly. People have heard that I might retire via the grapevine, so they've come up to me at my mobile offices and said, please do not retire. And they sent me emails and said, don't do that, because we need you to represent us in the Assembly, so we would hate to lose our voice. And they do see that they have a voice in me.
I'll be taking one too, Mary. We have a grandchild visiting soon, and she will love this.
But I do understand this, you know, there's this chat about generational change all the time. However, there is a generation that I represent, and so I will, as long as the people are happy for me to be there, and that's the important thing.
Do you have ministerial ambitions?
All I want to do is continue doing what I'm doing at the moment. Certainly if I was approached and people said to me, look, we'd like you to take the ministry, I'd say, yes, I can do that. I'm sure I'm quite capable of doing it. But I think it's up to the caucus itself as to which person they would select to do that. There's a good girl, aren't you? Hey, good girl. Do we go for a walk now?
We're doing another story this week about a play at the Street Theatre about women in politics. Do you think women politicians are treated differently?
Yes, it's different. It is different for us. But I don't think that we need to try and make ourselves different. No, I don't think we need to be like one of the blokes, okay, in order to sort of fit in. I think we just need to be ourselves and to not let it worry us that we're women and traditionally it has been for many, many years a male domain.
Have you ever experienced any pressure to be a certain way?
Oh, when I first came into the Assembly, they told me I didn't have enough mongrel, I think they explained it as. And some of the men said, oh, Mary, you need to get a bit more mongrel. And I think they're referring to the chamber, when I'm down in the chamber. Well, I'm not that kind of person, so I always wanted to be me, and I don't want to try and be someone different.